Hello, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, August 15th, 2022. Part of what I do with my channel is show you where I found information that makes me curious or makes me think. It's usually not a complete endorsement of a person or a site, and that's going to happen tonight. We are going to look at a Scottish gentleman. His name is Neil Oliver, and yesterday he posted a less than 10-minute video that was just excellent, that kind of sums up a little bit. I loved it because he mentioned that 2 years ago he wouldn't have been speaking out in this fashion, that he was a follower. And I'm not going to recap the whole thing for you, but he talks about how people that are deemed in the media as elite, he points out some really good things like, well, if small going green was so great, why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they walking and bicycling? Why aren't they downsizing and using heat pumps? And he's got some great things. So I want to show you this video. It's available on YouTube, so I know I can share the information with you without a worry. If my system was a little more state-of-the-art, I'd play a clip for you. Neil Oliver, and the title of this is Think the Unthinkable. While you can find it on YouTube, both on his personal channel and Conspiracy Facts has it posted, you can also go directly to where it originally aired, gbnews.uk. And that seems to be a less, I won't say no, less biased alternative to UK news than you'll find with the BBC. So just wanted to share that with you and tell you that this 9 minutes and 48 seconds is well worth your time to listen to. He sums up the last 2 years beautifully, beautifully. And I found that I didn't disagree with one single sentiment he had. I've listened to him before. He didn't set out to be a broadcaster. He trained as an academic anthropologist historian, and that is not the training path you go when you intend to become a voice in the media. Just like you don't finish a teaching career, have vocal cord damage from thyroid cancer surgery, and plan to have a big platform. But sometimes it's just the right time to speak up and speak your truth and just hope people grant you some grace. Now, Mr. Neil Oliver, he's Scottish, has a family. He also has his foes. And I just wanted to point out a controversy I saw, mention it and put it to rest right here. 2 years ago in 2020, he spoke out in support of a colleague of his, Dr. Starkey, before Dr. Starkey went on to make some pretty, I won't say outrageous, but they were scandalous comments that had racial overtones. Now, Dr. Oliver's political foes tried to frame it that he had come out with those supportive comments after the inflammatory comments by Dr. Starkey. And it got to be quite the brouhaha. So that doesn't seem to be accurate. And as we know, when you speak truth and you don't go with the mainstream, you get your opponents, your foes, and they will do everything they can to smear you and make you look like a Neanderthal. So use your own discernment. I am not recommending everything this man has out there for content because I haven't listened to it all. What I have chosen to listen to resonated with me. And we do need to sometimes realize that, again, this fight for humanity, it's global. And that means that there are warriors, sometimes unlikely ones, all across the planet. And when one seems to be speaking a truth that does resonate strongly, it's maybe time to just mention that name. So remember that name, Dr. Neil Oliver. Let's see what the cards have to say about the gentleman. And again, I encourage you to listen to that one particular video of his, Think the Unthinkable. And again, he teaches you, he's talking about discernment like I do. So there's, some coordination of message there that I think will resonate with people that enjoy the content I create. Okay, so we're just going to ask the universe. Is Dr. Oliver truly a white hat, what we consider a white hat, not controlled opposition or someone who's going to down the road switch gears and try to get us confused and back into the mainstream narrative. So is he a white hat? And what else would the universe like us to know about this gentleman, the Scottish gentleman, Dr. Neil Oliver? Let's see what the cards have to say. Our first card is the Five of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Two of Swords. Queen of Wands. Eight of Swords. King of Swords. So, Mr. Neil Oliver, Dr. Neil Oliver, you're indicated by the Five of Pentacles, which means you have part of your character is you are willing to go your own way to speak your truth. And you have, at times, it's cost you. However, that is also mitigated somewhat by the King of Pentacles, which is a card of accomplishment. And so it's paying off for you to keep your integrity, to speak your truth. Now, Dr. Oliver has got the Page of Wands here indicating the past for him, and that's a card of curiosity and intellect. So he's very intelligent. This is a good energy card, so he has the stamina to go the distance and make his dreams become reality. Okay. At the moment, if he was listening to this and listening to a tarot read from me, I would tell him that the cards are saying that he's facing some negotiations and right now, and he needs to be very objective as he does. The Two of Swords is about choices, sometimes about potential teamwork, but I love the energy here because she's very strong. She'd have to be to hold those swords up. And she's using other senses besides her sight. So use your intellect, listen to your intuition, use that discernment you tell your viewers about too, as you make these choices coming up. The universe isn't concerned about those choices you're going to make there, because the future for him is the Queen of Wands. So basically, viewers, what I'm saying is that Dr. Oliver, I'm not seeing anything that would indicate he's anything here but a white hat. Okay, that he's speaking up out of love for his family, for his children, for the world that they'll inherit. Seeing the cycles that happen with his knowledge of history and anthropology, and speaking out and saying, be careful the footprints you leave. They could be important, and they might not be the ones you expect. Okay, again, we've got a decision card here. Again, we have some blinders on, so use other senses, okay? My viewers, I recommended that video to you, but as always, use your discernment. If what he says resonates with you, great. If not, turn it off, okay? And then on the other side of this, we have the King of Swords. This is definitely a white hat card. So again, we're getting a thumbs up on that. Not only is he a white hat, but the white hats are watching what he does and seem to be pretty happy with his content. Let's see what else the universe has to say about Dr. Oliver. Well, the dark cats are also aware of him. This is often my deep state card. Okay, the Queen of Cups. And remember, this is the most important clarification card. Less important, they get less important as they go. So since the white hat card came up before the deep state one, as far as who's got their eyes on him and what have you, or who's going to be able to have an impact on him, white hats, Trump, deep state, every time. Queen of Cups then comes into play here. And she is a card indicating emotional maturity, intelligence. So he is advocating for people to use their discernment from a place of using it himself. Okay, so I have no worries that whatever choices he's being offered and opportunities, he's going to choose well, choose very well. And it might not make certain people happy, but others it will. So let's keep our eye on him. He's speaking a truth. He's speaking many truths and seems to be doing some good work for the light and for the path humanity needs to be on, and the critical thinking we all need to be doing. All right? The days of finding one news outlet and trusting them to get you informed about your world are long gone. They may be back eventually, but not for the future I can foresee. And that is why at the end of every video, I thank you sincerely, and I'm doing it now, for your time. It's precious. You chose to spend a little of it with me, and I appreciate that. I don't take it for granted. So thank you so much. Until next time, I send you my love, all good things, and good night.